Hey everybody, today's video we have a little boy here, we haven't seen this boy in, I don't know, probably a few months. We have the glider Bermuda, which I really hope I don't drop too much, because as you guys can see, it's in really good condition, and I want to keep it that way for things that I will talk about in this video. As you can see by the title, I don't flip this thing very often, and I kind of wanted to talk about why I don't flip it. When I even have zippy spacers, and I have zippy insert, I have no weights in it because it doesn't really make it fit my preferences any better having the weights in. So I took them out, but I kept that in because, I mean, come on, look at that. That looks cool. And then the black here for the spacers instead of red. It is a vibe. Kind of wish I had gotten white G10. I didn't even think about dyeing because it was so new to the hobby. I didn't really consider the fact that you could dye G10. So I wish I had gone with white in hindsight, but the red, I still think it looks very cool. The glider Bermuda, I do not flip it much because honestly guys, it's not that it doesn't fit my preferences. It kind of does, but it also doesn't. Like, I can do all the tricks that I can do normally on this, and they're not really much more difficult. It handles anything that I throw at it really well, but it just doesn't feel right. Something about this ballast song just feels wrong. And it's not like there's something wrong with it. I think it is purely to do with the fact that this is running on ball bearings instead of bushings, for instance. I think if this was on bushings, then I would like it a lot more. But on ball bearings, I just don't like the way it responds to momentum. The ball bearings do carry momentum really well, but they carry it almost too well. They are really good at changing like their direction of motion, and I think that's almost to a fault. It ultimately boils down to that while the Bermuda flips very well, and I can still flip very well on it, it just doesn't inspire me to flip. And if your ballast songs don't inspire you to flip or to pick them up, you're not going to flip them that much, especially when you have stuff that does. And that's really why I just don't flip the Bermuda that often, and why it just kind of sits there most of the time. I'll pick it up every once in a while. I do like the way it looks, especially if it looks really good on camera because of this green background and it being red. You know, contrasting colors looks great. Yeah, I don't really have any issues with it other than the fact that it's on ball bearings. I have some minor nitpicks. The finish on the G10 feels fine, but visually it's not very consistent, which they said in their original post about them that they had issues with that, which is why they lowered the price. The other thing is the design. It's a really short blade. Like, I don't know why the blade is so short. I feel like normally a blade would go to about here, but it stops here. It's a little short boy. If you don't think about it, you don't notice it, then it's fine. But when you notice it, it's kind of weird. The one other nitpick I have is that why this is the front, because here's the logo, but the screws are on the back. Why are the screws on the back? Just put them on the front, because people are going to take photos from this angle, and now you have screw head, no screw heads, versus all the screw heads. It looks better with all of them than just those being missing, but that's a minor nitpick. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the glider Bermuda because, like I said, it flips well. It's not for me. And the reason I want to keep it in really good condition is because I still don't know if I'm going to keep this or if I want to sell this. For right now, I'm keeping it. Maybe if Glider decides to do another drop, I'll consider selling it. But since they're not planning on doing another drop as far as I'm aware, it might stay in my collection just because of the rarity factor of them. There was not many of them made, and they were just done in a one-time drop. So it might get to stay just because of that. But yeah, flips well, not for me. Overall, I give it a out of 10. Nothing bad to say about it, really. Nothing good to say about it. But I will say, I am impressed with Glider. Good quality. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today's video, guys. So until next time, keep flipping.